topic for today is women in education. So, education is a means of breaking the vicious cycle of poverty. In fact, it has been demonstrated that education of girls in particular is the one of the most investment in development in terms of cost effectiveness. Millions of women and young girls still do not have access to basic education, despite the efforts of the international community. This has all kinds of unfortunate consequences for their lives and thus for their families, communities, and country. Investing in girls' education transforms communities, countries, and entire world. Girls who receive an education are likely to marry young and more likely to lead healthy, productive lives. They earn higher incomes, participate in decisions that must affect them, and build better future of themselves and their families. Girls' education strengthens economies and reduces inequality. It contributes to more stable, resilient societies that gives all individuals, including boys and men, the opportunity to fulfill their potential. But education for girls is about more access to school. It is also about girls feeling safe in classrooms and supported in the subject and careers they choose to pursue, including those in which they are often underrepresented. Why girls are out of school? This is a question everybody wants to know the answer. The undereducation of women and girls has incalculable consequences for people and countries. They can be felt in every sector and in all aspects of life. At the level of individual, the family, the economy, the society, institution, and even politics. Despite evidences demonstrating how central girls' education to development, gender disparities in education persist. In a recent study of UNESCO Statistical Yearbook 2019, shows that around the world, 132 million girls are out of school. That's around the world, including 3.43 million of primary school age, 30 million of lower secondary school age, and 67.4 million of upper secondary school age. In countries affected by conflicts, girls are more than twice as likely to be out of school than girls living in non-affected countries. Only 66% of countries have achieved gender parity in primary education. At the secondary level, the gap widens. 45% of countries have achieved gender parity in lower secondary education and 25% in upper secondary education. The reasons are many. Barriers to girls' education like poverty, child marriage, and gender-based violence vary among countries and communities. Poor families often favor boys when investing in education. The lack of education diminishes opportunities for young girls to improve their living standards and take care of their health or to find a stable and well-paying job. They tend to have less confidence and maintains them in a position of inferiority. An uneducated woman with her baggage of prejudice and other stereotypes biased against women and girls cannot fully participate in community life. She tends to keep away and leave men to take various decisions affecting the community. It's generally recognized today that education of girls and women is one of the wisest and most profitable investments in social and economic terms. The benefits are numerous horizons, enabling them to discover their own potential to develop themselves fully and increase their resistance to gender discrimination. They will have positive impacts on their families, better child care, better communication with the children and other family members, etc. With the current global pandemic, which leads to the closure of schools and how it keeps pupils and students at home for up to 5 to 6 months, educated mothers plays a vital role in guiding her children to learn during this stay at home period. Education alone is obviously not enough to solve the world's problem, but it remains an essential factor in any development activity. There is a famous quote by Malala Yousafzai, student Nobel Prize laureate and co-founder of Malala Fund. She quotes, "Every girl, no matter where she lives, no matter what her circumstances, has the right to learn. Every leader, no matter who he or she is, or the resources available to him or her, has a duty to fulfill and protect his rights." Ultimately, girls' education holds significant implications for global community by improving women's education to the world strives both socially and economically. It is critical for nations to invest in women's education in order to guarantee both individual and global services. Thank you very much for listening to me. I'm very
Thank
grateful.
you very much.